So we actually never listen to the female perspective as men.
We do listen. We're trying to listen more.
What we try to do is convince them to listen to us. Like we literally talk.
No, that's what you do, and then I share my emotions.
Oh my gosh. Today our expert female panelists are, I need to understand the capacity of what we do here. We are trainers of men professionally. I feel like that could be a real thing, right?
Yes.
That's absolutely true.
That's a real
spot
thing.
on. Yeah,
that might be actually spot on.
Well, not only men, we're trainers of all people.
Well, see, that's a real thing. We're going to get into that and more. Mistress Liz and Mistress Char are in the building today. Thank you so much for being here.
Hopefully they could train my dog. I've been trying to train my puppy for 2 years.
Yo, Chaco failed his graduation twice.
I know
Gotta bring him to my house. I train dogs too.
You
and
train
horses.
dogs?
And horses.
Look, if there's anyone that could train Chaco, it's going to be these two.
You feel like Mistress Liz is going to just whip your dog into shape?
Mistress Liz and Miss Char are going to train Chaco.
What's a standard contract you have? Because it sounds like it's a business arrangement.
It's not necessarily a business arrangement. It's more talking to them and finding out what they're into, what they're not into, and having words in place. So if you get into something they're not into, then you stop. You follow what they're comfortable with, and they follow what you're comfortable with, and it's all on the line.
So it's like when you go to the doctor, right? They got this checklist. This is wrong with me. That's not wrong with me. Do you have a checklist for this is what I want?
Yeah, we pretty much have a checklist.
Hold on, do you have a health checklist? Because
we do have a health checklist.
That would be crazy if you have like a medical condition.
Yeah.
And they're like,
we ask about medical.
What did I tell you to do? And they're like,
It's
you're
like,
oh
yeah,
no,
like me, I have a bad back. You'd be like, bend over.
We ask about joint problems. We ask about back problems. We ask about medications.
Pain tolerance.
Pain tolerance.
What's the threshold of pain tolerance?
It could be anything. It depends on the person.
What's the most painful thing you've done to someone?
Oh, that's a good one.
This could be ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I want to hear.
I'm an extremist.
Okay.
So my live-in slave is a masochist, which means that she loves extreme torture and pain. The other night, I stuck 18-gauge needles through her and let blood fall all over the ground at a party.
Never mind.
Is that true?
Don't need one.
18 gauge? So when someone...
Hold on, what's that 18 gauge? Whoa.
I don't know what that is.
This is
a pretty big needle.
Is that 18 inches?
No, 18 gauge.
It's like the size. It's the
width.
It's
like what you would put through like a nipple piercing or something.
Ow.
And you bled her?
Oh, I just stuck them through her skin.
All right, here's my thing, right? If somebody asks you to do something, so
10 of them.
If right now Tehran says, George, stab me with a needle or a gauge or nail, whatever it is, and I do it, does it make it legal because he asked me to?
I mean...
It's only legal because I haven't pressed charges, but...
You should be ethical and know how to if you're going to do it. But yeah,
not that
it's
I'm planning
legal.
to stab Tehran.
Sure, it's legal. You have
all,
consent. Consent is everything.
Okay, where do you find people who participate in this? Do they come to you?
Oh, they come to me in flocks. There's so many people that have fetishes and they're just realizing it and they're curious and they're exploring.
Are these people single, married?
Everything.
Older, younger?
Everything. Every walk of life. Everybody has a fetish. Maybe you have a fetish and you just don't realize it yet.
Well, I know what my fetish is.
Yeah?
I go to Barnes & Nobles.
Yeah.
And you know that new books smell? I open the books
and
I
you
go like
smell
this,
them.
like this, just slowly though. Like
then do you go in the bathroom and jerk
sure
off
it's
to them?
shiny. I don't like dents in my pages. I don't like folds or creases.
He might.
I like gloss.
He probably goes in the bathroom after and rubs one out.
Well, the bathroom at home because that's illegal. So I like the gloss, and once it's shiny and gloss,
Some people are into illegal.
And I make sure no one's looking, and I go like this.
You just smell that crack.
Yeah, and I love the new book
and if
smell.
you found a girl
You know
with
what?
pussy who smelled like
a lot of
that,
people are
marry
into
that bitch.
smelling crack, so I guess that makes sense.
Crack?
A lot of people are into smelling
book
crack itself, which is also a
yeah.
problem
Book
in
crack.
Hollywood.
Book crack, yeah.
As far as getting
crack.
into this lifestyle, and we keep calling it a lifestyle because that's kind of what it is. It's something that encompasses your life, especially with both of you. How did you even begin? I don't think people are born dominatrixes.
No, you know what? I didn't know that what I was doing was not normal foreplay. So my ex did Muay Thai and I did boxing and we used to beat each other up as foreplay.
Whoa.
Then I stopped dating him and I started dating this Russian girl and I tried that with her. And she was like, no, this is not normal. Let me bring you somewhere where you could do this. and she brought me to a BDSM nightclub.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Whoa. I thought she was going to take you to a counselor.
So you go to this nightclub and what's the experience? Like what is it like? Most of us have never gone. I've never. Have you been to a BDSM?
I
George?
have.
I was ready for it. I think I was born for it because I went in there and took over the nightclub.
Is it the leather and pleather that we all envision and imagine?
Kinda, yeah. Mine was more strap-ons and making somebody lick shit off of it.
So just when you walked into the
You
BDSM,
walk around, they walk around with this strap on?
I fucked a girl in her ass until she shit herself, and then I made her lick it clean because I don't play with shit.
okay.
Wow.
So Char, how did you get into this lifestyle?
And I'm supposed to follow
I
that
love
up.
this
Okay.
show.
I came running
Here
in.
we go. No, mine was a lot more simple. But along the same lines, I was with the same person for 7 years, all through high school, and we were into anime, hentai, and the weird stuff, and we just evolved from as young as we could get all the way up, and yeah, it just got crazier and crazier until around.
So it went from hentai to.
Went to hentai.
Hold on, hentai is the Japanese porn stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it went from anime to hentai, like.
Wait,
Anime
like
is
hand tie? Like tie the hands?
Hentai is like
Hentai?
Hentai is like
Japanese
it's
art.
the porn where the tentacles and like and it's all like these girls.
It's
and they're
any
rape-
drawings.
anime porn.
Look,
It's
I
art.
could relate to this because when I was younger, my first crush was a Little Mermaid. And then when she evolved to human, I missed the flapper. I wasn't attracted.
That's not hentai.
No, they have
that's
a
gay
whole-
porn. See, what we do is this is hentai. It's anime porn. Anime porn.
Oh.
Yo, have you ever watched cartoon porn, George?
Nah,
You've never
because
watched
I feel
cartoon
like
porn?
it's illegal.
Really?
I just feel like cartoons are for kids, so I ain't gonna go near
He
nothing.
doesn't want to cross a line.
Yeah, I ain't crossing that line.
You know what? That's interesting you said because
It's a gateway drug.
one time I watched
definitely a
like, maybe
gateway
one or
drug.
two times I watched like a cartoon porn, and I really felt like some type of way that it was like porn with characters that I knew from cartoons.
Were you aroused?
I was more confused and like a little upset. Only other time I've ever been. There's only a couple
It's
times
like
that I've
that
been
ashamed
upset
aroused.
at porn. Yeah, it's a shame. It's like a shame. One time there was a girl and she's Persian and she spoke Farsi in a porn. And when I say I was offended, bro, I was
You were offended?
I wrote her, and now we're good friends.
Oh, you're cool
But-
now.
But I mean, I was.
Did you watch her
offended.
work?
I was offended. No, I stopped. I had to
You
stop
stopped.
right when she started
You
speaking.
know, y'all just made me think of something. Instagram with all the filters, it's basically cartoon porn.
Yeah.
That's what Instagram is. Instagram is cartoon porn.
No, it's not. So now you guys
For
are
you it is, I think.
dominatrixes, and you actually make a living doing this.
Yeah, I do now.
Like you have people. Do they pay you directly? Do they pay you? And
Yeah,
of course,
there's
this is all alleged. If the IRS is listening, we have no idea. I have
no,
nothing.
there's a lot of ways that I make
Sure.
a living. So I do other radio stuff. I do TV shows sometimes. I do conventions. I do live performances. I host events.
Whoa.
I do sessions. I do a lot of stuff.
So it's a very high demand job.
we make videos and,
and
sell
Char
videos.
does fire. Mistress Char does fire.
I'm a fire
She's one of my
specialist.
What
performers
is that
for my
like?
events.
I manipulate fire. I can breathe it. I can eat it. I can dance with it. I can do just about anything with fire and have almost my.
She
whole
performs at
life.
my events.
I'm still trying to learn how to
Do
cook with
anal
fire, and I
With
can't.
fire.
I'm sorry.
I'm still trying to cook.
Yeah.
Anal
I
with
do-
fire? This sounds amazing. Now you're giving me ideas.
sounded
You really have to be
extreme.
careful
Tell
for the
me
people
more.
in my future.
Tell me more.
I'm asking. No, it's just
Look what
interesting.
you're doing to me.
I mean, I'm creating new. I should be. Listen.
I've seen anal fire. It's when they fart and then the flame
Okay,
goes off.
So listen.
This isn't Jackass.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was Jackass. Oops.
So you guys put on a show. You guys throw events, and a lot of people come. What kind of people are at these events?
Every kind of people.
So they're the people next door.
Yeah, they're the people next door. Maybe it's the couple next door. Maybe it's your grandmother. It could be anybody.
I need to know something. Have you ever dominated someone's grandma, Nina?
Yeah, maybe.
Whoa. Someone's
I
grandma.
mean, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
What's the age range?
I mean,
Let's get the demographic.
I would say I like the young ones. So definitely 18 and up from there to probably 70.
Are the younger ones more impressionable? Easier to
Yeah, they're
manipulate?
less knowledgeable. They're more impressionable.
So it's exciting.
Less experienced. Yeah,
You like that feeling of it being something new for someone?
that's not why I like it. I'm very shallow. I just like the look of it.
That's it. That's like actually the number one. I saw this documentary on Netflix called Hot Girls Wanted
Okay.
recently, and it's about amateur porn girls. It was produced by Rashida Jones, and it actually became a series a little later. But I saw it, I'd heard about it, so I watched it recently. And it was apparently teen is the number one search on porn.
Wow.
It's teen.
Yep.
The word teen. So people like, I think, both aspects of both the look and the manipulation and the concept of you teaching
There's
someone
also
something.
other aspects that are positive in BDSM for it because they're more athletic. They tend to be in better shape, so I could do more stuff with them.
Oh.
And they recover faster.
That's interesting.
One of the things I enjoy doing is suspension, and to do that, you have to have a very strong core. You have to know your body well.
Yeah, they have to be in good shape.
You have to be in really good shape.
Explain suspension.
Suspension.
The only
is,
time I know about suspension is when I got in trouble at school.
so rope art, pretty much being tied and hung.
Shibari.
But in a more
A Japanese
safe
art form.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Japanese art.
It's real fun. It's very fun when you learn it the correct way. And
Can you hang me upside
basically tie
down? Because
people
I
from
heard
the
if I
ceiling.
invert my spine,
Okay,
the
we're
pain
done.
will go away.
We're done with George.
Because I have spine problems. If she hangs me
We're
upside
done.
down,
We're done, George.
I might.
Let's play either or.
Okay.
So we play this game either or, and in this game we give you two options, either or.
Mm-hmm. All right.
No. You have to explain that they have to.
I was so excited to get right into it. I'm sorry. I'm going to explain the either or, okay? So there's two options.
Okay.
We strongly encourage you to pick one of the two options. So there's no gray area here. And they may not be your favorite choices, but we kindly ask you to pick one.
Okay.
And then we analyze. So let's.
So I'm going to jump right into my first
George,
one.
please,
okay?
please do.
Go ahead.
Cartoon porn or teen regular porn.
Cartoon porn.
cartoon porn.
Wow. Okay. That's so telling of who you are. Another part of this is we're going to kind of psychoanalyze you based on your answers.
Oh, please.
All right. So my psychoanalyzation is the term regular, normal, status quo, standards.
Sounds boring.
They sound boring. Not only do they sound boring, they're actually repulsive to the two of you. It's everything that you've wanted to break free from in your lives.
You're pretty good at this, actually. We found your weakness or your strength finally.
Oh,
And
I finally got the strength. Oh,
You're
Jordan's
just
good.
so used to pointing out weaknesses.
All these weaknesses.
You know what? I'm
Finally,
gonna
something.
end on a high note.
Shining,
That's exactly
shining
what
beam
I.
of example.
This is going to be the last time he ever plays. He's going to.
That's what I wanted to say. I'm going to end this as a champion. Thank you for saying I'm great at what I do.
What I took from it is that maybe that imagination plays a huge part
Oh yeah, we're
in
very
your
creative.
eroticism.
Oh, yeah.
That you believe that sexual and sexuality begins in the mind, and that the mind is ultimately the control, and you both expand on that. So imagination plays a huge part in fantasy world, and creating that fantasy into your reality.
I'd say y'all are on point.
You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm used to being on point.
Yeah, he's used to, but for me it was new. I felt great. I feel great.
You got it, champ.
Still feel great. I'm smiling cheek to cheek.
Hook or needle?
Hook.
Oh my God, hook.
What the hook does, it doesn't only penetrate you like the needle, but the hook twists and turns and manipulates its position
Why do you keep trying to call them manipulators?
in a way that when it's locked in, there is no escaping the hook. See,
Right.
it's kind of
There's
like
no
asking
escaping.
about the sauce and the juice. The sauce is forever. The hook can also be forever because once you get someone on the hook once, you're more than likely to be able to do it again and again and again.
Interesting.
And it becomes a very rewarding experience. Was that spot on?
That was spot on.
Spot on.
That's
spot on.
two.
That's nice.
That's
I
two.
think the hook has an appeal because it goes in and it comes out, and you see both, and you
Yep.
get to see that which you have created. So you get to see almost some part of
The results
what
of
you're
your
doing.
work.
Exactly. If you ever see, it's the difference between the spear in a hunt and a fish hook. With the fish hook, you've captured. You have created that action. With the spear, it's almost as if you're pushing away, and it's just a very interesting dichotomy between the two. You have another one, George?
That was a poetic underlining that you finished with. All right, I'm going to go with my next one. Okay. Broke, super hot, freaky guy, versus
Guy or girl?
old, very wealthy, manipulative guy.
Stop saying manipulative.
That's a
What is
recurring
wrong
theme.
with you with
It's a good
manipulation?
theme. It's a good theme. It's my either or.
I'll take the first.
I'll take the first as
I
well.
take the first. Like, you don't have. Okay.
Once
so,
you throw the manipulator,
yeah, like you were
You
like,
lost it
garbage.
at that last
Hey,
word.
okay.
Almost there.
Two choices.
yeah, garbage.
Good looking, super cool, fun,
Yeah.
chill. Someone you want to be
I'm
around.
a breadwinner. What do I need him
God,
for?
yeah,
Making money.
Can I expound on my thought,
Okay,
please?
please.
And my psychoanalyzation?
Yeah.
So what I was getting at with the manipulation, okay, is more of a challenge. When someone's manipulative, there is a small part of some people, hunters, killers, who want to over manipulate. But it seems that although you are both fierce, you are not ruthless. There is a sense, deep underlining sense of care for your victims. I mean, slaves.
Interesting.
And connection there.
Interesting. So usually I use the either or to psychoanalyze one of you. I'm going to use this time to psychoanalyze George. So the concept is
Don't bring up the old man and the cat, okay?
George has a problem.
I'm still traumatized from
There
the
was
old
a
man and the
guy
cat.
who had a cat, and the cat attacked George, and he will never let that go. And he feels like this 70-year-old man
Oh,
was a
the
manipulative.
cat didn't attack me.
Yeah.
The man did.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
And he
association
attacked
now.
George.
Yeah.
He attacked George, and George takes that, and he's never let that go. He needs to let that go. He needs to let that go. All
We
right.
could beat that problem out of your head.
Oh,
I need help.
Can you
Please.
please do something?
Yeah.
With it? Is he your? Is
Let
he
me
the
dress
type?
you up as a cat, and we'll get this problem going.
You know, I feel like George would be a very much in your type, like a big guy who just loves the strap on or something. You know what I'm saying?
He
You just
looks good
never
enough
know, bro.
too.
Yeah, he's good looking guy.
Good looking guy.
you.
Like he looks tough, but you're like, I'm gonna beat this toughness out of you. And he's like, yes, master, yes.
Well, you know, I can make any guy say that.
You know what? That's interesting. I personally don't feel that I would enjoy that dynamic.
But you know what? You don't feel that way, but once you try it, you might.
I just don't. It's not even that. I just don't ever. In general, in life, I
Maybe
don't
you're
like
afraid
not-
of failure, and that's why you just wouldn't try it.
Oh.
It's actually I don't like not having control.
Teron, have you ever
I'm
lost
a
a
control
basketball
person.
game?
Well, why are you so afraid of losing control?
I just don't like that feeling. So it's something which leads me to like not drink or smoke or do drugs at all.
Have you
Very
ever
straight
been
edge.
out of control of something?
Not within reason. So I pretty much even things that have happened, I know why.
Do you have
and
trust
I can pinpoint.
issues?
I would say probably. I don't trust most people. I
I'm
trust me the
psychoanalyzing
most.
him now.
Yo, I like this. Continue, please.
Yeah, no, it's a
I've been
thing.
his servant
But
for
it's
That's
also
what I do.
why-
I
years.
psychoanalyze
It's also
people.
why I think I wouldn't personally like to not be the one in control sexually.
But you know what? If you feel that you're better at controlling, maybe you're just a dominant spirit, and you would be better at controlling somebody that
Oh, no,
needs,
I'm
needs
definitely-
help.
I'm
Go in the
enjoying
dom.
this. This is liberating. He's
Yeah.
been my dom for 2 decades, and I'm liking the fact that you're interfering and you're deconstructing the dom.
Oh,
Yeah.
please, can we George, can you please not?
Well, there's always
go
more.
on air and say that
There's
you're
and
dumb.
always
Thanks.
more alpha in the room sometimes.
There's also the theory of when you're a sub, you're more in control because
Yeah,
That is- and you
because
know
you
what?
make the rules.
I wear
actually.
the pants.
No, actually, two things. When it
subs
comes to
make the
George,
rules.
George is actually very much an alpha. However, in our dynamic, he's had to learn how to deal with
I
it.
had to adjust.
Yeah.
I had to break my
He had to
force.
Yeah, but
I had
that's
to break
also
him.
an alpha
I had to
trait.
break him.
the nagging.
That's also an alpha trait.
So am
Yeah.
I
To
st-
be able to hold your tongue is also an alpha trait.
So I've
And I say that to girls all the time, where I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, you have to understand. that
Time and
you feel
place,
like
that's an
you're-
alpha trait.
you're being submissive.
You're
but
right.
It's not. What it is you're actually the more noble of the two. I use that
Right.
bullshit line all the time.
You know
Mr.
what?
Char,
You
so
just
don't do that.
No,
okay?
that's
Oh,
not
really?
true.
Oh,
And
really?
she just made it clear to me that I have more alpha quality than my dom.
Stop speaking, George.
Okay.
Stop speaking. Okay, let's get into your celebrity crush. So every time we get not a celebrity crush, but a type of crush, and this week, because of you guys, we actually wanted to know what your dominatrix position crush is. Like, what's your favorite dominatrix position that you just crush on when someone requests this, or you are allowed to do this, or they want you to do this?
I have a couple actually.
Okay.
I really like pegging people. The bigger the better.
Pegging?
Pegging is when you
And
strap
I'm
on
like
and
prison rape style pegging. So let me put a belt on you for leverage.
yeah, and you just
Did
peg.
you just say-
So pegging is when it's done to men.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Mostly white men, George. I just want to throw that out there. Let's not preferably English.
That's not
whatever.
true.
So you're getting a bunch of brothers in there?
That's not
is
true.
there
You're
a
getting a
lot
bunch
of-
of black
see who
guys
comes to
just
her.
smash
Actually, my primary is Middle Eastern guys.
Wait, your primary is what?
Middle Eastern guys.
So there's a Middle Eastern dude. Hold on. There's a Middle Eastern
tell you,
dude
actually.
who
You know what?
subscribes to this.
No.
Man.
Actually, you know what? I've heard that before, and that's an interesting thing that you just brought up. I have heard that.
It's taboo, so it's automatically hotter.
That's actually
It's a
something I've
cultural
heard.
thing.
Oh, because in my household, I don't have a household yet, but when I do, okay, when I have a household, I'm gonna hold that house. All right, I ain't gonna be the Middle Eastern servant.
That's hilarious.
You're showing
Every
a good
man says
example
this
now,
until
aren't
they're
you?
married or has children.
That's real.
Because in a way, don't your children enslave you?
Big time.
Because I became
Wives enslave you too.
He enslaves you.
What do you mean?
Oh yeah, but I'm
Stop speaking, George.
But I'm the more. Okay.
So here's the concept. So you like pegging.
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, because it feels more natural to me to be in that top position.
But you also like forceful pegging. So it's not like you're sitting there making love with the strap on.
Because I liked putting them in that position where they normally wouldn't be psychologically.
Interesting.
So is pegging the number one out of all of your?
Yeah, that's my number one.
What would number two be? I'm just curious.
Something called predicament bondage, which is exactly what it sounds like. You put somebody in a specific predicament and then you put them in bondage. In
Oh,
that
it's like
way.
a fun maze.
Yeah, it's like a
like
fun
Discovery
maze.
Zone?
Like maybe I put an
is how
anal
George
hook in you,
Ends up in
and
some
then I
dungeon
tie
somewhere.
your asshole to the ceiling and have you stand on your tippy toes and then electrocute you.
How do you tie an asshole?
I'm so sorry.
There's a hook, a metal hook that you put that's called an anal hook, and it goes in someone's asshole.
Ow!
And the other end of that hook has a loop that goes up their butt cheeks. And you can tie a rope to that, and then you can tie it to the top of a cage or the ceiling. You can have them stand up on their tippy toes, and if they don't stay up on their tippy toes, they're
Yo,
really
if I go
hurting
to
their
your
butt
house
cheeks.
and you just have like a sofa and like a TV, I'm gonna be hella mad at you, right?
Oh,
so,
no.
Mistress Char,
Like a
what's
room
your
of torture.
what's your dominatrix crush?
Again, probably a little bit less, but I still like degradation and humiliation and that kind of thing.
So when
putting
you're
people in a predicament
Speaking
that they're not used
in a
to.
humiliating way to someone?
No, more of actions and stuff like that. One time I had one of my exes wear my clothing and clean the house. That was fun. So stuff like that I really enjoy. It doesn't have to be exactly sexual, but the mind game of it really is my thing.
Is BDSM is it mostly not sexual? Because I've heard like a lot of
Yeah,
it's
a lot
just
of it's not sexual.
It's a lifestyle.
I walk people down the street on leashes, like down Fairfax in the middle of the day in their underwear, and tie them to the bench outside Molly Malone's, and make them wait because dogs wait outside while I go inside and have a drink. Yeah, most of it is not sexual.
One time George honked because I was late and he honked to get my attention. I almost punched him in the face. I almost came outside, I was going to kill him.
He did.
I almost came outside and was going to kill him just because he honked. I was late too. I can't even do, what is that?
Yeah. Well, like when
most of it's
someone's.
not
And I can
sexual.
never see George in his underwear. Listen, this is how he dressed for the show right now. He thinks he's on the cover of GQ right now.
Yeah. Well, actually, I kind of stole the chains from Tehran, and also the jacket he gave to me as a gift for being a good sub.
Can you stop doing that? That's very.
But how did people react to this guy in the diaper and chains or underwear? I imagine the diaper for some reason. I imagine that your sub was in a diaper.
You
But
mean walking down the street? Like,
Yeah,
how
like,
do the
how do-
public react?
yeah, how does the public
People
react?
would be opening their car window, honking, screaming, "Yeah, you get him!"
Whoa!
Yeah.
Yeah, people love it.
I wonder what it would be like if a guy was doing that to a girl. What you think people would take that differently?
I don't know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
I-
because we've been
maybe.
doing it to women so long.
Right.
We?
Possibly.
I'm
Could-
cute and little. I'm allowed
yes,
to.
as a gender, sure. The concept is okay. So our popping or stopping this week is so this is what we do. It's trends that men do that we want your opinions on.
Yes.
And our popping or stopping, popping meaning it's good, and stopping meaning it's not, is
Christmas sweaters.
kind of like the ugly Christmas sweaters.
Oh my god. Ew.
That's what disgusts you? These ugly Christmas sweaters, and that's the face you made? You just tied some guy's asshole to the ceiling and had no problems. And yet ugly Christmas sweaters made you cringe?
That's a soundbite. That's like the realest thing I've ever heard.
I'm just saying.
So we're going to go with the stopping for you? Is that what it
Yeah.
is? Stopping.
Stopping.
Just
please.
stopping. You
Just-
think-
Just stop.
What's the style that you like men to wear?
Oh.
And women.
It depends on what role they're playing. Alphas give me suits. Subby guys, I like jock straps, preferably leather, black.
I'm all for a guy in a suit, actually. So
You like the men?
I like the men in the suit. Yeah, I like the well
Mistress
dressed
Char
person
seems like-
that I can take around and humiliate and degrade.
Miss Char seems like the kinder of the two.
She's
No,
much
More
she's
kinder.
going, I want you, and then humiliate. No. Mistress Liz is only
Mistress
pegging
Liz
you.
is a
And-
kind-
I'm very lighthearted.
You're like her. You're
I'm
the
not a
kinder
mean
one.
dom
That's-
at
I'm the
all.
psychopath. Like
Yeah.
yeah, we
I
gotta
think
get that
that's the thing.
established early.
Yeah.
So here's my question. So I had a first date once, which happened to be the last date because I got ghosted on.
Right.
And
Is that surprising?
oh my gosh, that was cruel. You're the
Just
kinder
the way you
one.
said it sounded like you were like surprised.
Well, yeah, I'm surprised because she seemed so into me. But here's the
She
thing.
did seem into him.
Girls can fake it with the best of them.
Oh yeah, but she.
We're all actresses.
Okay, well now I know. But she had me. She requested that I wore a blue suit to the first date.
She did request that.
Was that her? And I thought, okay, maybe I'll impress her and wear my suit. But was that her subbing me? Was she subbing me?
Yes.
Yeah, I could have been putting you in your place before she realized what a
And then she ghosted
domino
you.
was.
Oh.
Well, you look nice in the blue.
Showing you who's boss.
She said I looked good in the blue
You
suit.
look great. You look great.
Well, yeah, it's just like saying, "Oh, what a
Yeah,
good
but
boy."
apparently not good enough.
But guys, don't rehash. Don't rehash for George.
I'm sticking to my ethnic roots, camel color, yo.
Let's not rehash for George, okay? It took me a long time to get him off this, okay? And I told him, you only wear what I tell you to wear. You only wear. Who told you to wear this?
You.
Who told you to wear this?
You.
Okay. Every week we get questions from listeners, and we appreciate all the questions. Of course, we do pick them. Mostly it's on in random. You can email us at your questions at.
imperfectshow@gmail.com.
So this week we have a question from I'll Be Sure. I'll Be Sure.
I'll
That's-
be sure.
that's
I'll be
clever.
sure. That's cool.
Yeah, I'll Be Sure. Asks,
My boyfriend and I have been dating for 3 years now. But every time I invite him over to meet my parents, he makes up an excuse. Should I take this as a warning?
Oh. Yeah, probably.
Most likely, communication is key.
If he doesn't think his parents are gonna like the boyfriend, there's probably a reason.
Do you think that in this situation the boyfriend is hiding from
no, I think
judgment?
it's. I think it's a girl.
Commitment?
I think it's a girl who's dating a guy, and the guy doesn't want to meet her parents.
Does he have side tail? Maybe does he not want to get serious? But they're going for 3 years.
Wait, the guy doesn't want to meet her parents?
Does not want to.
Yeah, so I guess the
Okay.
guy is the one who's making up the excuse.
Oh, the guy's the one's making his excuse.
And she's wondering if this is like he's not serious or committed to the relationship.
Probably. Or maybe his parents are like flawed in some way that he doesn't want to reveal to her. Like maybe they're fucked up people. And if she meets them, she's gonna think he's a fucked up person.
Well, no, I think he's not trying to meet her parents.
Oh, he's not trying to meet
She
her.
wants
I
him.
wonder.
I'm
wonder,
so
though,
confused
if
by this
she's
question.
ever met.
All right, so here's the
his
scenario,
parents.
right? Yeah. So here's
Yeah.
the scenario. They haven't, based on this, they haven't met, right? So it's a
here's-
girlfriend
here's
has
the
a
thing.
boyfriend.
George and I are dating. I don't want to meet George's parents.
You met my parents. You met my parents. They love you. My mom texts about you every day.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the concept is
Okay.
it's two people
Okay.
dating, and one of the people does not want to meet the
wanna
other
meet the other
person's parents.
And you see how he
Always
touched
has
my
excuses.
shoulder?
Why
Always
not
has
to?
excuses.
Always
yeah.
has excuse.
And how long have they been dating?
3 years.
And how long has she been trying to get the parents?
We don't know.
Doesn't know.
We're guessing
information.
somewhere in the 3-year regiment.
No, I would say like no one wants you. What's a good time
Probably
to meet
over a
parents?
year. Probably after a year.
Then how come he made me introduce him to my parents in the first 10 days?
Because you're the bitch, obviously.
Let's
I thought
stop
I was just-
speaking, George. What did I just say? Stop speaking. Stop speaking. First of all, his
I would
parents are
say there's a
amazing people.
reason. There's a reason. He's probably not that committed. Or maybe he's planning on breaking up with her soon. Or maybe he thinks the parents will see through something.
Oh, like scared of the transparent eye.
Yeah.
So what is your advice to I'll Be Sure? What should I'll Be Sure do or say
ask
to
him.
her
Ask him
boyfriend?
why he doesn't want to meet the parents.
Communication is key.
Ask outright. Be direct.
Confront
If
him
you
on
think that
shit.
he does not want to meet your parents, ask him why.
She's missing the confrontation.
Has it ever been a situation where you didn't want to meet a girl's parents?
Yes. Yes, it
And what was
happened
the
one
reason?
time. Well, I knew I wanted to meet the dad. So kind. But from what she told me about the mom, wasn't that I didn't want to meet the mom. I was super intimidated. I was scared that she was going to
Did you
criticize me
tell the girl this?
and judge every time I tried to hint towards her. Are you talking about my mom? And then I'd be like, no.
So you're
and then
always the
Toronto would be
bitch.
like, shut up, George.
So you're always the bitch.
I don't know if I associate with that word.
He was so eager to hold that door open earlier too.
I know.
He's a very proper gentleman. So he's not a bitch. And most of his relationships, you know what it is? This is what happens with George. He's not a bitch until he likes a girl. So if he likes the girl, it's not that he's a bitch.
That's
he's extremely
adorable.
He's just an
I would
extremely
swim to the
accommodating
bottom of the
person.
sea for the Little
he's
Mermaid.
accommodating and he's loving and caring and affectionate,
He'll just go out of his
which
way.
are all these bitch qualities, which I
great.
he's all these
He
qualities.
just goes out of his way.
But all the like he is going. If he has chosen you, he's giving you his 110.
Look
So
at you.
if you ask
Yeah.
for anything more, then you're actually asking for him to do something outside of like the realm of what he's even capable of doing.
It's
'Cause
kind
he's giving you what
it's
he
kind
can.
of like I'm like one of the wolves in Twilight. I imprint on you, and when I imprint on you, I am enamored.
I hate to
by
tell you, I never watched Twilight.
Oh,
I hate to
I've
tell you
watched
that
all
the
of them.
wolf that imprinted on the baby, he was like 30 and the baby was 2 months old. And so I just didn't think that was appropriate. All right, so let's
that's true. I never thought of that.
let's go with the concept of sharing is caring, where we all know sharing secrets is the best way to have people know about you. Today, sharing and caring
Dun, dun,
secret is
dun.
this: the dominatrix moment in which you actually didn't like what you were doing.
Oh,
Oh. I had two live-ins at the same time before, two live-in slaves. And at some point, so there's a certain kind of submissive that's called a brat. And they're exactly what they sound like. They're a brat. And you really can't get them to do anything that's good for them. And these two were young, and they needed some guidance in life. And they were always fighting with each other, always causing problems, never getting anything done that they really needed to. And for a long time, this went on. They were living with me. And that was the point where I did not want to do my job as a dom because I did not want to do it because it wasn't getting me anywhere.
you felt an excessive dependency.
Yeah, it was dependency. And it wasn't getting me anywhere. There was nothing happening from it. They weren't
Where did you expect to go when you say it wasn't getting you
Well,
anywhere?
I was trying to get the girl to go to school and to work and to save up money, things like this. Adulting.
Oh, adulting.
Adulting. Do chores, clean up after yourself, things like this.
We do the same thing with girls
Yeah.
in LA. So, Miss Char, what is that moment for you?
Oh man, I've had a few of them actually. Mine's been kind of like a roller coaster because I drop them like candy. Sometimes like I said, I like to connect with people. So there'll be times where like I'll drop a connection and I'll just be like, maybe this isn't right for me, and then I'll just talk to one of my friends like Liz or something like that, and boom, here we are all over again talking about pegging people and seeing who's boss. So there's just those moments here and there where someone leaves and then you're like, no, what am I doing wrong? But no,
it happens.
It's about chemistry most of the time.
I mean, I feel like chemistry is a lot, and it actually flows right perfectly into the topic of the week that we have this week. And the topic of the week is almost perfect for the both of you. It seems women are always trying to change men. And that's actually a common theme, which we talk about and we joke about. And it's always like women trying to change men. Do you have to train men to do what you want and be who you need them to be? Is it okay to train someone? And if so, what are the best techniques to do so?
You know what? I think sometimes it's for their own good. So yeah. I tend to train everybody around me, men included, and I think it's for their own good, and it does them a world of good to learn the skills that I teach them. So, and it helps them in other areas of their life, so it's good for them. So yeah, I do that, and
so do you feel like men in general
it's a gift
need
to
to
them.
be trained?
Yeah, it's a gift to them. If I teach you a skill, take it as a gift.
Miss Char?
Yeah, I'm more like they're not even worth my time. If they're too much effort, then I move on. But I'm the type of person who has multiple relationships, so I just don't have time for a whole bunch of effort in one person. So that's where I go.
So you feel like someone should already come in line. Don't train a potential partner.
Minimal train. Like I want the smartest dog that will understand the first class I give it and then go from there.
That's right. Good boy.
It's
good boy, George. Good
it's
boy.
training men good for you and your relationship with them, or is it really good for them to be trained?
I think
Who
it's
are you doing it
mutually
for?
beneficial.
Mutually beneficial. Yeah. How so? How so for you and how so for the men?
Because I get them to do what I want them to do, and they learn to do things that they need to learn how to do.
They need to learn to do.
It's a confidence booster on both ends.
What's the most common area where you have seen men lack training?
Oh,
Foreplay and romance.
foreplay is a big thing.
What do you mean in foreplay? Like, be specific, please, because a lot of men and women have different ideas of what foreplay is, how long it should last.
A lot of guys like to get blowjobs, but they don't go down on girls.
Yep.
DJ Khaled's one of them.
That's way more popular than you would actually know.
It should be equal amount of time, if not at the same time. If not, I just get oral sex.
Exactly.
Because I'm a greedy bitch.
So basically, in foreplay, men need to reciprocate more. If they're asking for something, you should be willing to do it.
Women should get foreplay no matter what, because women are not necessarily going to come from penetration alone. Men are always going to come from penetration.
I never thought about it like that.
Learn how to read body language, because that's what we do in the BDSM community is we learned how to read body language, so we know what you're thinking without you saying anything.
In what way?
The way you hold your face, I know what you're thinking. I know what type of person you are. The way your posture is, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're type of person you are. The way your facial features are held, it tells what type of person you are and what goes through your mind.
See, look.
Even where your hands are right now, go ahead and put them in your pocket. You're a liar. You're hiding something from me. There's body language reading.
Oh, I was just listening to you. I wasn't lying. I just put my hand. But as a man,
There's body language reading.
Did I tell you to listen to someone else?
It's all body language reading.
Maybe I should join you guys.
as a man in this, in this realm of this Me Too movement, I don't want to leave it to guessing off of body language. I want to verbally.
You don't have to. You just have to leave it to asking her what she's into.
So you just say, so what? So like it's kind of like after I prepare the food I cook for her. So what do you like?
What do you like sexually? Be specific.
Oh, you have to add that. So is that creepy? So what do you like?
No. It's only creepy if you go like this. So, what do you like?
That is creepy.
Sexually.
That is
Whenever
creepy.
you say anything in that kind of voice,
don't say it that way.
Even if you were like, "Can I get a Slurpee?" It just is that's creepy. Creepy voice.
You're
Don't
right.
say it in the creeper voice.
So should it be casual? Should it be,
It should be. I feel like it's a it's a conversation. I personally enjoy having this conversation, and I happen to have it before.
And you know what? It also is empowering for females to hear you have that conversation with them. Even the fact that you brought it up, it's more empowering to them.
Sense of comfort.
Yeah, it means that their feelings matter to you.
Yes, I like that note. What do you like?
So, how are we training men to do things that you want? Like, how do you think we need to be trained? What are some techniques to teach those women out there who want to train their men to take out the trash? Something simple.
I'm a nagger. I'm a nagger, and then if nagging doesn't work, I'll put it in front of you over and over because I don't like to repeat myself. And then if that doesn't work, other things will happen.
My dom hates nagging too.
Yeah, they will make you. I will make you remember.
Hey, that's true. I dislike. Like if I say no, I mean no. So if you ask me more than once, twice, once it gets to the third time, now not only is it no, I would be the kind of parent that would be like, now you're getting nothing. Miss Char, what do you find is an effective way to even minimally to train someone to do something?
More mind games, but again, not sexual. But
what are these mind games? I'm very curious.
Tell them you like their favorite video game, so they want to play with you, and all of a sudden the house is cleaned, and you're like, "I'm gonna go to bed." You
it's
have
their
fun playing
idea.
your game. It's a mind
the
game.
power of suggestion.
They're on their own adventure, and they really enjoy it. You just lay it out for them, and they'll walk it.
You know, as I've been listening to both of you, I realize that I am into a lifestyle I never knew. Just not so extreme.
You want to be a sub?
It's very psychologically based.
I do these things on a normal basis as we go around.
Yeah.
It's very psychologically based. If you're intelligent at all, you're probably into this lifestyle of some sort.
So seeing that it's psychologically based, I guess for both parties, is the training something that needs to happen routinely? Or is it kind of you make your message clear, it gets done? Do men need consistent training? Or do they learn?
And do they ever become trained?
Nobody should need consistent training. They should learn it the first time, honestly. And if they're not learning the first time, then they're probably not a good submissive to you, and you probably shouldn't keep them around anyways because they're not doing anything that is beneficial to you. They don't care about you or how you feel about things. So why are you keeping them around?
Yeah, why, Taran? Why are you keeping? So when a man becomes untrainable,
it means they don't value you or what you think is important.
And does he then become worthless?
Yes. If they don't value your opinion, then yeah, they're worthless to you.
Well, we appreciate both of you because we valued your opinions very much. Thank you for
Deeply.
being such amazing guests. Words of the week, George?
I just want to say that my words of the week are sometimes being an alpha.
Stop speaking, George. Stop speaking. What did I just say? Stop speaking. Thank you both so much for being here. We appreciate you. Our Imperfect Gentleman of the Week is every week we pick an Imperfect Gentleman, someone who embodies the characteristics of a gentleman and at least becoming one. This week's is Travis Scott.
Go Travis.
The way he handled,
I love Travis Scott.
He's awesome,
he's amazing.
Right?
The way he handled his fake cheating scandal, his several Grammy nods, and of course,
the number one on the billboards right now, Sicko.
So
Travis
that's his
Scott.
song.
And for beating Meek Mill, who is my initial suggestion. And after deliberation, Travis Scott,
who I thought had the album of the year. So
I'd
Travis
have to agree there.
Excellent work. Thank you for being the Imperfect Gentleman that you are. That cheating scandal liberated so many guys because now so many guys are gonna be like, maybe it was an Instagrammer trying to catch me up. Anyway, thank you so much. Where can people find you if you want to be found?
You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Mistress Liz Says. You can also find me on my website at mistresslizsays.com. FetLife at Mistress Liz Says. And Charlie?
I'm at Miss Char and at It's Miss Char for Instagram, Facebook, and FetLife.
That's amazing. And is there like a group of you guys? Like there's a group of the Mrs. and Mistresses and you guys roam together? Is that how?
I mean,
you have like a clique?
There's people all over the world.
Like the Mean Girls?
You can find people in the BDSM community on FetLife.com, which is like the Facebook of fetishes.
FetLife.com.
And they're all over the world.
Okay, I won't be checking that out, but thank you so much. My name is Tehran Von Gosser. You can find me at I am Tehran, IAMTEHRAN all across the board, and I'm alongside
Mr. George Corey. You could find me at Barnes & Nobles or FetLife.com at Mr. George Corey. Tehran, spell the last name.
That's KHOURI, and
Thank
we
you.
are
Imperfect Gentlemen.
Remember, nobody's perfect, but us. We'll see you guys next week. Martin on the visuals.